Hi guys, welcome to Autos Perspective. Today our topic is about the two very important ratios in financial sector. Okay, so the first ratio is actually used by the in rating agencies like ICRA, Moody, etc. And the second ratio is used by the investment banks, venture capital companies, private equity companies, and the potential acquirer of any business. Okay, so what is the first ratio? The first ratio is net debt to EBITDA ratio. Okay, and these are not the figures of CA final both groups pass percentage, but actually the net debt to EBITDA ratio of Bharti Airtel. Okay, and you can see the ratio is actually increasing. So it is good or bad. If you don't know about this ratio, you cannot know whether this ratio is this the company is doing well or not. So I will make you understand what is this ratio, how to interpret these figures. Okay. So what is net debt? Net debt is the total long-term and short-term borrowings of the company. What is EBITDA? It's earning before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. Also can be known as the operating cash flows of the business. Okay, so this is the ratio, and how to interpret. If the company says it is 4.5 times, net debt to EBITDA is 4.5 times, it means the company is required to generate the same EBITDA continuously for 4.5 years to repay all of its debt in the books. Okay. Similarly, if the company said it EBITDA net debt to EBITDA is 2.19, it means the company has to generate the same EBITDA for 2.19 years to repay all of its debt. Now you were able to understand whether the ratio is doing good or bad, right? So if the company is unable to repay its debt in a very short time, it means the ratio is bad, right? And the Bharti Airtel net debt to EBITDA ratio is actually going higher, which means the company is not performing well. Okay, so the standard ratio has to be around 3 to 5. Of course, it depends on the specific industry what debt to EBITDA has to be there for that industry. So, to give a practical insight about this ratio is you can hear that you can go to the news and see that the Bharti Airtel is actually considering of a capital raising program and by its African IPO or sale of its tower business. And if you go about reading that news, you will understand that they are actually raising the capital to repay its partial debt. Okay, they are trying to repay the debt so that their net debt to EBITDA ratio will be lower. Because if debt goes down and EBITDA is same, the ratio will improve. Okay, so that is the implication of this ratio, and why they are doing this, why they want to raise capital and pay the debt, why they are doing, because there are rating agencies like ICRA and Moody's which actually rate the company, and the Moody has currently downgraded the Airtel, Bharti Airtel to Baa3. Okay, so it means the rating agency is actually seeing that Bharti Airtel cash flows, operating cash flows are not very good, and it's going highly levered. It's the debt of the company is piling up. That is the reason. And who are the users of this ratio? Who are the users of this rating agencies? The users are the banks. Okay, the banks actually when the next time the Bharti Airtel goes for a loan, term loan or anything, the bank will check the rating agency's rating on that particular company. If the rating is down, the interest rate will be higher for the Airtel. It's nothing but a rating agency's rating is nothing but a kind of CIBIL score. If the rating is poor, the interest will be higher. If rating is good, the interest will be lower. So that rating is actually dependent upon the net debt to EBITDA ratio. So this is all about the first ratio which I was about to tell, and the second ratio is enterprise value divided by EBITDA. So this, as I told you, is actually considered by the potential buyer of any business. Okay. So we know similar ratios like this, and those are PE ratio or ROI. No, sorry, not ROI. PE ratio. Okay. What is PE ratio? It's market price divided by EPS, right? So it is actually the PE multiple. We see a PE multiple about the company, and we will analyze that okay, this stock is overvalued as compared to its peers, or it is undervalued as compared to its peer or the earnings, right? Similarly, uh, it is about buying a single stock. The PE ratio is for buying the single stock. Enterprise value divided by EBITDA is buying the whole company. Okay, so it has to take the market price of the company, plus additionally it takes the net debt of the company. So the enterprise value is actually market cap plus net debt. Okay, market cap of the company, that is the shareholders market cap, and the net debt, that is the total debt of the company. It is actually can be known as capital employed. Okay, if we take the normal share book value, then it is capital employed, but we are taking market cap and net debt, so it is called enterprise value. Okay, and EBITDA is same, the operating cash flows of the company. So if a company is stating that its EV divided by EBITDA is 5, it means the company is 5 times of its EBITDA. Okay, it is kind of multiple which the investors see on a particular company. If the investors see that okay, if the company's EV divided by EBITDA is 8, it means uh, the enterprise value is 8 times of its EBITDA. And seeing other dynamics of the business, he will like take the decision of purchasing or not about that company. Again, to give a practical insights, there are news about this Apollo Munich insurance business sale to HDFC Argo. Okay, and there is recent news about this GSK Horlick business to Unilever. So the Unilever team is actually going about this ratio, not the ROI ratio or something else which we have studied in our CA, CS or our schoolings. Okay, definitely they are looking that also, but this is very important as compared to those ratios. Okay, so the analysts are actually working about this ratio and figuring out whether to take this Horlick business or not, whether to take the Apollo Munich stake or not. Okay, so these are the two very important ratios I just wanted to disclose, deliver to you guys, and I definitely know that these two ratios are not taught in CA course and not in CS or CMA, and definitely not in our schoolings. I don't know about the B schools. So this is all about the two important ratios, and thank you guys. If you have any doubt regarding these things, you can comment on the comment box. Please do that, and thank you, stay updated.